Hi, welcome to my video. Here's a recipe for dahi bhalla if you're North Indian or dahi vada if you're South Indian. This is a form of chaat where the bhalle are dressed with spiced yogurt and then topped with chutneys and other garnishes. I learned to make it from my mom-in-law. To make the bhalle, you're going to need 1 cup of shelled urad dal, and this should be washed and then soaked for at least 4 hours. You're also going to need some water, a dash of hing or asafoetida, some salt, and this is optional, just add it according to your taste, and some vegetable oil for frying. For the spiced yogurt dressing, you're going to need 1 cup of yogurt with any percentage of fat. It really won't make a difference. A 1/4 teaspoon of roasted ground cumin, a 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of chaat masala, and some salt according to your taste. For the other toppings, you're going to need some tamarind chutney, which I will make a recipe for soon, some dhania chutney, which I did make a recipe for, and here's the link in case you don't know how to make it, some roasted ground cumin for garnish, some red chili powder for garnish, some shaved ginger, some freshly chopped coriander, and some green chili peppers cut any way that you like, and if you want, you can de-seed them to remove some of the heat. 4 hours later, when you take a look at the dal, you should notice that the grains have swollen up quite a bit. They should be soft and easy to break with your nail. Drain the water, add the dal to your blender, and puree it with a little water at a time until it forms a thick and smooth batter. Then add the hing and salt if you need it, and whip these into the batter until it is very, very fluffy. Once you've done that, it's time to set up your station. Preheat the vegetable oil, and you need to know where the sweet spot is on your stove because each bhalla should really cook for about 2.5 minutes. I test the temperature of the oil by dropping a little blob of batter and then waiting for it to sizzle. While that's happening, salt a large pot of water. You might wonder why I'm doing this. Now that's because I did not add salt to my batter, and after frying, the bhalle have to be submerged in water. So this will ensure that they absorb the right amount of salt, but not too much. Once the oil is hot enough, just make sure that you have everything laid out efficiently. The batter, a small bowl with some water in it, the hot oil, a lined plate for absorbing any excess oil, and the large pot of salty water. Moisten the palm of one hand with some water to provide lubrication for the bhalla, and spoon about 2 tablespoons of batter into your palm. Keep dipping your fingers into the water and shaping the bhalla. It should be vaguely round, but it doesn't have to be perfect. This next part is optional. I like to make a hole in the middle, not only because it looks pretty, but also because it helps the bhalla to cook more evenly. Once you've done that, gently put the bhalla into the oil. If your bhalla gets stuck, which is entirely possible, don't worry about it. Just spoon some of the oil onto the edge that's stuck, and eventually you should be able to set it free. And once it's golden brown, which is about 2.5 minutes later, you can extract it from the hot oil and lay it to rest on the plate. After the bhalle have been sitting for a few minutes, it's time to submerge them. So add them to the water and keep dunking them so they absorb the liquid and swell up. It'll be more challenging the more bhalle you add, but just keep poking them down until they're all accommodated in the pot. While they're absorbing the water, it's time to prepare your toppings. Mix up the spicy yogurt and lay out the garnishes. When you take a bhalla out of the water, be sure to squeeze out any excess liquid. I like to plate 2 at a time, but it's up to you how many of these you want to enjoy at once. Now dress up your chaat the way you like it best. I like to start out with a generous helping of the spiced yogurt, followed by both kinds of chutney. Next, I add the red chili powder and the roasted ground cumin. Then I top that off with some freshly chopped coriander, a few slivers of ginger, and some green chili pepper. Dahi bhalla make a wonderful snack or appetizer. I was able to make 14 bhalle out of my batter, which is about 7 servings. And here you can see I also added bundi, which is a wonderful crunchy way to top this off. Now here are some variations. When you make this, feel free to add sugar or any other sweetening agent to the yogurt instead of all those spices for a more South Indian flair. You can also grind ginger and a chili pepper into the batter for an added kick. If you're vegan, you can omit the yogurt altogether and just enjoy this with the chutneys and garnishes. It will still be really yummy. For more recipes, check out my blog at www.anilamaharaj.com and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!